Did you know that for children between the ages of 6 and 17, the number one after-school activity is watching TV? According to R. Reading, who was a parent and child researcher and evaluator in Arizona. Did you know that Saturday morning commercial TV advertisers bombard children with ads for sugary cereal, salty snacks, fast food, and junk foods? Did you know that for children who watch 4 or more hours of TV a day are less likely to read at grade level, spend adequate time on schoolwork, play well with friends, or have hobbies? The students spend about 900 hours in the classroom and 1,500 hours in front of the TV each year. What about that by the age of 21, the average child will have watched 1 million commercials? And sadly but not surprising that before teens reach the legal drinking age, they have watched 100,000 alcohol commercials. Therefore, today I'm going to persuade you that the advertisements and media negatively impact our young people by discussing the purpose of advertising to children, the different types of advertisement, and the gigantic role media has played. Advertising's pervasive influence on children and adolescents. And young people view more than 40,000 ads per year on television alone, and increasingly they are being exposed to advertising on the internet, in magazines, and in schools. This exposure may contribute significantly to childhood and adolescent obesity, poor nutrition, and cigarette and alcohol use. Media education has been shown to be effective in mitigating some of the negative effects of advertising on children and adolescents. Market advertisers tend to target children and young adults simply because they are defenseless. Children take everything at face value and believe without a doubt the messages in advertisements. Advertisements are made in such a way as to attract the attention of children and young adults. Children definitely don't understand that it is merely a marketing strategy. Children are innocent and not so mature that when a marketer advertises a product on television, they don't understand that it is a business and that their main aim is to sell. According to Brian M. Young, who is a senior lecturer in the Department of Psychology at the University of Exeter. Another reason market advertisers target children and young adults is because children are easily influenced. Peer pressure is one example of how children are easily influenced. The monkey see, monkey do idiom. Children ask their parents for what they see their friends with as well as for what they see on television. Children don't understand that advertisers try to push their products and market it in such a way that the children will want mommy and daddy to buy it. Now that we know why marketing advertisers target children, I am now going to talk about a few different types of negative advertisement. There are different types of negative advertisements, and drug advertising is one type. Tobacco advertisements of tobacco products or use. Tobacco manufacturers spend $30 million a day, which equals $11.2 billion a year, on advertising and promotion. Exposure to tobacco advertising may be a bigger risk factor than having family members and peers who smoke, and can even undermine the effects of strong parenting practices. Two unique and large longitudinal studies have found that approximately 1/3 of all adolescent smoking can be attributed to tobacco advertising and promotions. In addition, more than 20 studies have found that children exposed to cigarette ads or promotions are more likely to become smokers themselves. Recent evidence has emerged that tobacco companies have specifically targeted teenagers at the early age of 13. Young people view more alcohol, including beer, wine, and malt liquor advertisements, than fruit and vegetable commercials, states Eugene Barris, a medical doctor and the director of child and adolescent psychiatry, doing residency training at the Massachusetts General Hospital and McLean Hospital. Alcohol manufacturers spend $5.7 billion a year on advertising and promotion. Young people typically view 2,000 beer and wine commercials annually, with most of the ads concentrated in sports programming. Research has found that adolescent drinkers are more likely to have been exposed to alcohol advertising, given that children begin making decisions about alcohol at an early age, probably grade school. Exposure to beer commercials represents a significant risk factor. Minority children may be at particular risk. Food advertising is another type of negative advertising. Junk food advertising is the advertisement of edible items that serve at no nutritional value, such as cakes, ice cream, and candy. Fast food advertising serves as the main factor in obesity rates in children today. Dee Lentz, who is a researcher from the University of Texas at Arlington, the University of Arizona, and also from the University of California at Santa Barbara, and recent statistics conclude that obesity of children under the age of 5 is increasing at a high rate. Junk foods such as pizza, burgers, and soft drinks are heavily promoted during children's programs. This develops a craving for fatty, sugary, and fast foods in kids, thereby affecting their health adversely. These unhealthy eating habits lead to diseases such as obesity. Advertisers spend more than $2.5 billion a year to promote restaurants and other $2 billion to promote food products on TV. The estimated 40,000 ads that young people view, half are for food, especially sugar, syrups, and high caloric intakes. Healthy foods are advertised less than 3% of the time. Children rarely see a food commercial for broccoli. Go figure. Increasingly, fast food are using toy tie-ins with major children's motion pictures to try to attract young people. Nearly 20% of fast foods ads now mention a toy premium in their commercials. Several studies document that children request more junk food after viewing commercials. In one study, the amount of TV viewed per week correlated with requests for specific foods and caloric intake. At the same time, advertising healthy foods has been shown to increase wholesome eating in children as young as 3 to 6 years of age. You do the math. Different types of negative advertisements can be delivered via television, internet, magazine, and movies. Now that we have discussed why children are targeted for the different types of advertising, I will speak about the effects of negative advertising has on young people. Children and young adults make excessive demands for parents and the products they see in advertisements. Children may pester their parents for the products advertised, resulting in the nag factor. They may also insist on living life as portrayed in advertisements. Unhealthy habits tend to be seen in young adults who want TV body image. American advertising also frequently uses female models who are anorexic in appearance and thus may contribute to the development of a distorted body self-image and of abnormal eating in young girls. Sexually explicit material appeals to the curious minds of youngsters. Sex is used in commercials to sell everything from beer to shampoo to cars. Sex sells. Violence is often viewed as being comical or cool to the average kid. In conclusion, J.P. Goss and M.A. White, who are educators at Teachers College and Columbia University together, say that they must raise awareness in our communities about the negative effects of TV on children. By understanding the reasons why marketers target children, how they are reaching them, you can better understand how these negative ads are impacting our children and young adults. Although our young people may have many reasons to do the things they do, we can now conclude that the media has played a huge role in persuading them. Thank you so much for your time on this evening.